the 18 WJTS News, I'm Prisma Lopez-Marin. Thank you for joining us. A Jasper man was placed under arrest on numerous charges, including domestic battery and felony intimidation after a disturbance that took place early Monday evening at his 6th Street apartment around 6:15 last night. Jasper police were called to the apartment where they were told a physical altercation was taking place between a male later identified as 35-year-old Joshua Fullerton of Jasper and a woman. Police say when arrived, Fullerton had already left the area on foot. A short time later, Fullerton was located at 5th and John Streets near the 5th Street School and taken into custody. He was taken to Memorial Hospital for medical clearance and then to the DuBois County Security Center, where he was booked on charges of domestic battery, disorderly conduct, and criminal mischief, all misdemeanors, and also a level 6 felony count of intimidation. Now through tomorrow, members of the Huntingburg Street Department will be in the process of paving a number of streets around the city, weather permitting. Roads set to be paved include 10th Street between Clay and Shelby Street, Van Buren Street between 2nd and 3rd Street, 20th Street between Chestnut Street and Leland Drive, Walnut Street between 4th and 3rd Avenues, 1st Street between Highway 231 and Jackson Street, and Clay Street between 9th and 10th Streets. No parking and no access to the roads will be allowed during the course of the pavement work. Republican gubernatorial candidate Eric Holcomb was present not only for the opening ceremonies of the 38th annual Jasper Strawson Fest this past Thursday, but also he shook hands and spent time to converse with members of the Jasper community at both the Jasper Train Depot and inside the Strawson Fest Beer Garden. While asked about his plans for the Hoosier State if he were to be selected, Holcomb said visiting an event such as the Strawson Fest and speaking with residents allows him to partake in such a special time, calling the Jasper community one of Indiana's finest. He elaborates on what it means when people express their concerns about the Hoosier State.
Well, it's encouraging. We're experiencing an overwhelming amount of folks who are coming from all 92 counties, and that means a lot, that it's not just one area, that we have folks who are saying, let's keep the state of Indiana moving in the same direction, on the right track.
Holcomb also speaks on the goals he has in mind as he focuses on his campaign to run for governor of Indiana.
And we're building roads. We just added $474 million increase to public education. And so what I want to focus on as governor is keeping us moving in the right direction. The path and the progress that we've made over this last 12 years, I don't want to go back. So I want Indiana to have the best public school education system in America. I want to focus on community development like we see here today in DuBois County and Jasper, Indiana. I want to focus on economic development. And then finally, I want to make sure that we're providing good government at a great value.
Holcomb says he came to the political scene 12 years ago and says much has changed in those dozen years. He pointed out that Indiana has a AAA credit rating, which matters, allowing the state to diversify the economy. Democrat gubernatorial candidate John Gregg will also be in town as he will be visiting the Hettinger facilities next Monday for a fundraiser and tour of the facility. Another member of the Greater Jasper School Board is seeking another 4 years on the board. Recently, 42-year-old Arlette Jackal announced her intention to run for re-election representing Boone Township. Arlette and her husband, John Jackal, have 4 children. She is a member of St. John's Lutheran Church, Boone Township, DuBois County Emerging Leaders, and the Indiana Farm Bureau. Back in December of 2014, Jackal was appointed to replace Mike Braun after he resigned from the board and became a member of the Indiana House representing District 63. In a release, Jackal says she believes that each child is a unique individual who needs a secure, caring, and stimulating environment to grow and mature emotionally, intellectually, and socially. Jackal is a past coach of softball and soccer, a Girl Scouts leader, and PTO treasurer and secretary. She volunteers in the school corporation as a substitute teacher and for Girls on the Run. She is the director of the Ireland Public School Ministry and a 2015 graduate from the DuBois County Leadership Academy. She says she has dedicated her adult life to children and believes her 20-plus years of experience in education is important. The price of gas came down several cents over this past weekend in Indiana. The state average is now at $2.03 a gallon. GasBuddy.com says Indiana has the 17th cheapest gas in the country. The city with the cheapest gas average was Jackson, Mississippi, with $1.91 for the average. In Indiana, the city with the cheapest gas was Washington at $1.79 a gallon. The most expensive was that station in Bloomington at $2.69. Oil expert Trilby Lundberg with the Lundberg survey that tracks gas prices all over the country says difference between cities. Basically, first one looks to taxes that are inside the price of gasoline, and another is the cost of doing business. Also, there are situations where a service station or a chain may have locked in a price and cannot feasibly charge cheaper prices until the contract has run out. A look at gas prices locally shows gas as low as $1.98 a gallon in Jasper. It's as low as $1.98 a gallon in Huntingburg, and in Vernon, it was as low as $2.08 a gallon in Dale. These prices according to IndianaGasPrices.com. Stay tuned. Weather and sports still to come on 18 WJTS.